that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. You just believe, 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 believe. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. You just believe. 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 Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart, 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 heart. Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. You just believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart. Tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. You just believe. 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 Believe.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Dortmund. Welcome back. Everyone's going over. You have the reserves out tonight because Murray's going over. Everyone and their dog is going over for the 4,000 away capacity. Borussia Dortmund second leg, I nearly said, you hear me, the return leg of the group stage. A point needed, Joe?
A point needed to top the group. That's all we need. A point. A single point. A draw will do. So it's weird though, isn't it? Because in our minds, it's like you can afford to rotate a little bit. We only need a point. We don't need to go and actually win the game to go and top the group. But we all know in Pep Guardiola's mind, because we know how he thinks, he will be in the mindset of the group is not finished. We haven't topped the group yet. We need to go out and make sure the job is done. So this man will probably put out the full strength team. At least that's what I've predicted anyway, because that's just his mentality. That's his mindset. It's not done yet. So we're probably going to see the team, which is a good thing because I want to watch football. I want to watch a good game of football. I don't want to see Mahrez stroll about a pitch for 90 minutes. That's not really an ideal Tuesday night for me. So I don't know what's going to happen, but all we need is a point. So if we don't win, it's not the end of the world. Like, we could lose, but we're still through. We have officially qualified. Even if we're going to lose our next two games and finish second, we're still qualified. It doesn't really matter, but it's nice to top the group. You do get, or you would hope anyway, you'd get a better seeding. Of course, there is that group with Inter, Barcelona. I think Bayern Munich are in that group as well, which They are one of them three is going to finish second, probably Inter, Barcelona, Europa League. Enjoy your Thursdays, lads. So there's obviously the possibility of getting one of them, even if you top the group. So there's no real benefit, I don't think, in the Champions League to finishing first anymore. There used to be the whole you played away first when the away goals rule was still a thing. That's not a thing anymore. So topping the group means little. I know there's like Spurs group, they have fucking no one. Whoever finishes second out of that group, you'd be eyeing them up and going, pretty easy ride. But this is the Champions League. You want to play the best. You want to test yourselves against the best. I hate easy groups. I know there's the whole narrative, isn't there, of City always get easy draws. I want a hard draw. I want to watch us against the best sometimes. Like when we had PSG, remember when we had PSG in our group? They played awful football, but the feeling of beating them, especially after they beat us, was great. I loved it because we were 1-0 down, we came back to 2-1. I loved it. It's unfortunate, but
that was a really good game. That was we had to watch it. We've got a few memorable moments in that stream actually, but that game was good. I actually do agree with you. I like when we have a big team in here. Like you think about it this year, as good as Dortmund are, they put it up to us. We ended up getting the win. That was a great feeling. Sevilla, I'm sorry, they're absolutely woeful. And then you know how it goes at Copenhagen. You've done some the first time, the second time you end up getting a red card, and it's just a totally different game. But I do agree with you. I'd like to see how we'd have fared in that group with Barca. Was it Barca, Bayern, PSG? Wasn't it? I would have really liked to see how we'd fare. I think we'd get out absolutely no bother to us again, because we don't really need to get out of second gear when we're in the group stage. But in that kind of game, in those kind of situations, we would have to get out of second gear. I think we'd look unbelievable as well. I mean, I think we'll talk about the match first. I want to talk about potential round of 16 opponents later, but we'll go with the match first. Dortmund have a lot of injuries. I think I saw Nico Scutterback. He wasn't anywhere near it. I think him, Mats Hummels, and someone else they were training, but they're not 100% fit. Marco Reus is out. Who's the other player that was out there? Someone out. Someone definitely missing. To be honest, I have no idea on their injury issues, but by the sounds of it, it's literally Bellingham and Inshallah. It's literally Bellingham and Inshallah. Like, this is the point where we've got where, I think to myself, whenever obviously I made it my mission to watch more of Jude Bellingham to see what he was all about, and obviously having watched more of him, I could safely say that, I like what I see. I see glimpses of things that I want to see. I think that he is also hindered by the things around him. I mean, when you take Marco Reus out of that team, realistically, who's left? Who is left? I've got the tweet.
What is the tweet?
I've got the tweet. So Daniel Malen is missing with a cold. Marco Reus again, ankle problem. I'm pretty sure he's stretched it off. And Rafael Guerrero is suffering with muscle injuries. Nico Scutterback, it's not Schlotterbeck, it's Scutterback out there, while he was against us with a calf problem. And then Mats Hummels with an unspecified muscle problem. So they have a lot of players out. Again, I'd be more than confident regardless, in my opinion. I'm sure you'd say the same, but I think we should be in for an easy. I bite my tongue. I take that back. We should be in for an interesting game, especially if we put out the full 11. I really do think we can go on there, make another statement. But we have a few players back, don't we? We've got Kyle Walker back in training. I don't think he travelled, but he's back in training. John Stone's back in training. Calvin Phillips back doing light work as well. It's all coming up City at the minute, Jonah.
It is. We're getting the right players back at the wrong time, really. We're just about to hit this World Cup. I mean, it's probably a negative thing having players coming back, because that means they're in contention to go to Qatar and get injured again. Which, it sounds really, really harsh saying that. Like, you don't want to be saying that about your players. Obviously, you want them to go, they all want to go play for their country. You should wish them well, but I don't care. I do not care. I don't care whatsoever about international football. I care what you do here.
That's from an Englishman, too.
Yeah, whose country is going to Qatar to try and win.
Fucking watch your mouth. We boycott.
Like, I don't care about international football. I think a lot of people share that same sentiment of they prioritise club football, at least when it comes to the bigger sides anyway. I can understand if you're a supporter of, like, I'm going to name Crystal Palace just as the example here, where you can be entertaining, but you probably won't win anything. You might have a decent cup run, but you're probably not going to win it at the end of the day. Maybe someone in the mid-table, lower end of the table, who has a very, very, very small chance of winning a trophy. You'll quite enjoy international football, especially when, as an Englishman, you probably get more joy because they're closer to winning. But as it stands right now, I don't care. I'd rather all of our players just stayed here. Like, that's not going to happen. We're going to have about 15, 16 players off to that World Cup because that's just how it is. Our squad is it's suffering from success. Our squad is that good that all the players end up going away with their national teams each and every single time without fail, unless they're injured. So we're probably going to have to deal with the consequences of that. It will be a miracle. It'll be nothing short of a miracle if we end up with a clean slate, no injuries after that World Cup. Be an absolute miracle. Be a dream. I'd love it, but it's not going to happen. It's just not. Like, it's tournament football, knockout football. People will do anything to win. There's a number of players there who would possibly count that as their last World Cup. Maybe not international tournament, but last World Cup. You look at the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan. They're in their 30s. Are they going to make it another 4 years to another World Cup? Probably not. I'd say no. Maybe De Bruyne. Gundogan, probably not. I mean, he turned 32 today, I think.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to a generational midfielder. But there will be a few players who will count themselves as probably not making another World Cup. I think put maybe Mahrez in that category, although Algeria aren't even going. So maybe he has played his last World Cup. I don't know. Obviously, I'm expecting to have a few injuries. We cannot tell who's going to get them. You can have a guess. There's a few likely suspects, to put it lightly, who are going to come back injured. Mainly the English lot.
That sounds like that.
It's Kyle Walker and John Stones. I'm sorry, they've bent over backwards for England in the last international break, and they've both come out injured. And Kyle Walker has continued to play while he's injured. And now he's had surgery. He rushed his surgery and he's rushed himself back. And I can see him getting injured in that World Cup. I can see Stones doing his hamstring again. Because the thing is about Stones right now, he's come back so quick for a guy who's always getting hamstring injuries, always getting muscle injuries. He's never come back this quick. This is like ahead of schedule for someone like him. And right now, he's operating as a right back. I'm sorry, I don't want to throw John Stones in anytime soon. Whatsoever. I don't want him running up and down that right hand side as a fullback when he's just done his hamstring and he's probably not fully recovered, because that man will do it again. And not only will he be out for Qatar, he'll also again leave us with another headache of, well, he's out now we've got to do something else. Kanji's got to continue to play right back, which he's not entirely comfortable with. So it leaves us with a headache, and I hate it, but you get on with it. Pep is not cynical like Klopp. He doesn't go, "Nah, mate, you're injured. You stay here. You're injured," in quotations. He doesn't do that. He just lets them go off to their country, which, granted, again, it's a nice thing to do, but we really, really, really don't like it because it just impacts us during the season. And I do feel really bad for saying that, because I think every single player wants to play for their country. But again, I don't care. I really do not care. I'm a club football fan. I don't like the international stuff. It's boring. It's very boring. The level of football, the standard of football at international level is piss poor, because most of the managers that you'd look at there, they won't get jobs in the top leagues in the world. They fuck. There's a few. Like, you look at, I know Italy aren't going, but Mancini, Premier League winner, Enrique at Spain, Barcelona, look what he did there. There's a few of those dotted about here and there. Germany manager, forgot his name. His name literally came at my head then. He won the Champions League with Bayern Munich. He won the Champions League with Bayern Munich. There's a few of them dotted about, but for the most part, Gareth Southgate would be managing in League One. Not even the Championship, League One. Piss poor, especially with the talent that he's got. Like, I don't want to go too far in the international thing again, because I hate it, but this is the reality. We're getting all these players back just in time for them to go off to Qatar and get injured again.
Yeah, it's both our first choice right backs, by the way. Both first choice right backs are horribly injury prone. I'm currently playing on injuries. But I saw a comment there from Cambo. Cambo says, I know it's a bit harsh, but I'm happy Haaland isn't going to the World Cup. You don't understand my elation at him not going to the World Cup. It's unbelievable. Fella's getting this 6-week holiday, and 2 of which are going to be spent in Marbella. I can't wait for him just to not. He'd probably end up injuring himself on the beach from me saying that now. International footy isn't as gripping for me. No, but I quite enjoy it when it comes around because it's just like a bit of novelty, a bit of a break from winning for me.
I mean, you enjoy it because your nation is shit, and when they win, it's like the best feeling ever.
Oh, it's unbelievable. We nearly bottled the 2-goal lead. We bottled the 2-goal lead to fucking Armenia without Mkhitaryan. City 3-0 tomorrow. Yeah, I can see something like that. We'll get into the L predictions at the end. Roberto Martinez at Everton. You know what? I'm going to say Roberto Martinez is not a good manager and he's not Premier League quality. I'm going to say that now because he's absolutely piss poor. What do you think?
He has managed to make that Belgium squad somehow the number 1 ranked nation in the world, despite them.
But they shouldn't be.
Good.
They shouldn't be. They haven't won it.
No, they shouldn't be, but they are. Or they used to be anyway. It might be Brazil now. I'm not sure. I don't pay attention because I'm not really that bothered. At the end of the day, I will watch the World Cup because at the end of the day, it's football. I'm not going to go, 6 weeks without football? Are you joking? This is normally the busiest point in the season for football. This is normally the point where you're playing 2-3 times a week. I'm not missing football just because it's the World Cup. I'll just go sit there and watch it. It'll probably be painful, especially as an Englishman, but I will still watch it. I know for a fact I will watch it.
You watched a bit of it.
I will watch it. You will watch it. People in the chat will probably watch it because it's the World Cup. It's nice.
You watched a bit of League of Ireland there. You watched a little bit of League of Ireland in the few week break between. That's really when his head started going. Now I really noticed a decline in his mental well-being when he had to watch Shamrock Rovers. Gundogan definitely starts tomorrow. Didn't even come on the weekend. I'd say so as well. I'd say he'll be. Do you know what? I wouldn't surprise if he played the 6th tomorrow. To be dead honest with you, I know we have Rodri in there. It wouldn't surprise me. Fergie used to hold the United players back from playing internationally. Yeah, he did that with Giggs. You remember when Giggs got appointed as the Wales manager? And everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, he literally put them second behind United for his whole career. That's gas. Adam Quinn, I saw that message. You're lucky I can't remember what I said. Hoping players like Foden, Phillips and Rodri might be on. Nah, Phillips completely away. He's away from first team, isn't
he? He's doing some... right now, I saw Phillips in training gear, actually. Did I have a picture of him in training gear? He's doing individual programs. He's not training with the team. He's doing individual rehab, I suppose. I mean, it's a shoulder injury. He can't just be thrown back in. The man was dislocating his shoulder every single day in training. That's not a good thing. Like, he's going to need time. He can't go in, especially with the fact that his game relies a little bit on, getting about the physical side of things. He's a 6.
He means for England.
He means for England.
He means for England.
It means for England.
Yeah, he just said but Rice might start ahead of him. He said Foden, Phillips, and Rodri might be on the bench most of the time.
Foden will not be on the bench for England if Gareth Southgate has more than 2 IQ points. If he's stupid, he'll be on the bench, which he is stupid. So maybe you are right. Rodri, I can see. I can actually see Rodri because every single time Spain play, he is on the bench because Busquets is just like I'm sorry, I don't understand. Yeah, he's a great player. He's probably one of the best, if not the best in his position, probably ever. Like the amount that he's won and the level that he's been at. But right now, I mean, I've seen snails quicker. Like, he's so unbelievably slow. He's old. He's going to the MLS next year. Like, Rodri's the best in the business in that role. Right now, Rodri's the best in the business. I think it is mates at the end of the day. Like, his manager is his former club boss. Like,
his manager is literally Barca true and true. He's Cuelas, whatever they are.
Yeah, because remember, he doesn't call up any current or former Real Madrid players. Ramos nowhere near. Like, that is the level of pettiness that we're at with that Spain squad of where his mates are starting. And so Rodri, yeah, I mean, Rodri, touch wood, I'm quite literally touching my wooden desk right now. He doesn't really get injured too much. He's not, like, the amount of football that he's played since he's been here, he hasn't missed much. Like, he hasn't missed much. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but him being on the bench isn't really the biggest thing. It is more like Phillips. Phillips is well, when we signed him, everyone was like, he's a bit injury prone, and he's a good player, but he's very injury prone. And I think if Phillips was to somehow, some way be called up, I don't think he'll be called up because I don't think he'll be fit and he's played no football. But somehow, some way, because I know he's one of Gareth Southgate's boys, if he somehow ends up going, he'd probably be on the bench. I couldn't see him just being thrown in and starting at the World Cup.
But like you said, Gareth Southgate is stupid.
He is very stupid at times. Most of the times. I say at times. It's most of the time. So, I don't know. It depends. I mean, we saw Foden start in the Euros and then he got benched. And it's like, well, what are you doing here, mate? Like, you all right? You okay in the head? Not really. But I'm not too worried because I know that if players are injured, we will deal with it. We get injuries all the time anyway. We rarely have a fully fit squad for more than a week. We still never had a fully fit squad this season.
We did. We had it for 1 week, I think.
Sure.
Literally a week.
A week?
Well, maybe
I don't think we
not.
have. I think we've had at least one player missing.
Laporte was in training. He wasn't match fit. He was in training about a week before Calvin Phillips on his shoulder again.
Like, we've never had a fully fit squad for more than like a week or two at a time. Ever, really. We've never had every single player available, which no club ever really does. So I know that if we do come back with injuries, regardless, we'll deal with it. We'll be fine. We were always fine. It doesn't matter who gets injured. I'm not even worried if say Haaland, he stubs his toe in Marbella, and he breaks it. He breaks his toe by stubbing it in Marbella on a rock or something on the beach. Like, I'm not asked if he misses it. I have full confidence that, of course, Alvarez isn't going to hit the heights that Haaland has because literally no one in world football will be doing that.
He's on the best scoring in league history. Like, he is on the best goal scoring projection in Premier League history. It's unbelievable. He's being put in the same bracket as like Shearer, Torres, Suarez, Dion Dublin, that kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he is. I saw the graph earlier. I think City Extra put over. It was fucking unbelievable.
Like, I have full confidence that Alvarez will be able to fill that gap while he's out. And if he doesn't, for whatever reason, it's not like we can't just go back to a false nine for a few weeks. Like, it's still pretty fresh in the memory. We used it for 2 years. Like, maybe that brings out the best in Mahrez again. Maybe he becomes sort of viable if that sort of thing happens. Hopefully, pray to God it won't. But I'm just a little bit wary. But I suppose what we can do now is just try to stay fit for the time being. I'm sure that's on the players' minds right now. For most of them, anyway. I don't think Haaland doesn't care. He's not going. But for the rest of them, I think for the likes of, Grealish, I'd say, who I've predicted to start. I was, again, we go back to Liverpool, he didn't start there. If I was Grealish after Liverpool, I'd be knocking on Pep's door and going, listen, mate, you've been saying how well I've been playing. You know, you've been praising me, saying the goals and assists will come. I'm still playing well, and then you drop me for the biggest game of the season, and we lose. What's that all about? You know? So, his World Cup place isn't in doubt, but he can still earn a starting spot. He's not a starter for England, and he will see himself as being able to do that. I mean, look at the piss-poor form Raheem Sterling's in. Chelsea fans are going absolutely mad over him at the moment. So Grealish will look at this as an opportunity to go, I might be able to get a starting spot in Qatar. Same way with Foden. Foden isn't guaranteed. He should be guaranteed. Let's get this clear. He should be, but he's not. You know, he can try and guarantee himself a spot. As for the rest of them, I don't think there's much Rodri can do because Busquets is the favourite there. And like the entire back four, they're probably going to start for their country anyway. Ederson can't do anything because, I mean, Alisson exists. So, you know, they're not really... I don't think many of the players here are actually bothered about this World Cup. They know they're probably going to end up going anyway. So they just get on with their club football. I think they just put that behind them and they'll deal with the international stuff when it comes. Same can't be said for other players. There are... I think there is a little bit in that Liverpool squad at the moment, which contributes to why they're so bad. I don't want to get injured. I want to go to this World Cup because at Liverpool this season we're probably not going to win anything. So
I wouldn't go that far now. They've always been like shit, and then still somehow to manage to get Champions League. Like that's 17 and 18. I remember the year we went 100 points. Like they were bad for the first part of that season, still got to Champions League final. 2005, they had Jimmy Traore playing left back, still won the Champions League. Fucking like they always pull it together, and it's annoying how they always pull it together. That's why I'm not counting them out of anything. Maybe I'm counting them out of the title, but I'm not counting them out literally anything else just yet. Yeah, hang on, I should probably get me bearings. There's 15 people here. We're pushing for 5k now. Fuck me, that's kind of mad to say. We were only talking there the other night about how we're going to do something mad for 5k. So you better push it, right? You can see the subscribe thing now currently on the screen. Yeah, you better push it to 5k because we're doing phone-ins. We'll have a few drinks. You know me with a few drinks and we get slaughtered, right? Don't right. I tell you what, I'll put it this way: don't subscribe and I bait you, right? So basically, comes out to this. Subscribe, get us to 5k. There's 16 in here now. Run up the likes, do like, comment, all that stuff. We'll read your comments. We'll have a discussion about them. And yeah, help us. We help you. Simple as. I really hope I'm saying this right. Sartak says Alvarez. No Alvarez for us anyway because we think he's going to go full strength again. Group isn't over. Barry says Southgate won't care about City players. Yeah, of course. Look, I'll be honest with you. Like, if you're an international manager, the international team comes first. Realistically, you shouldn't be playing players on that are already injured. But the team comes first in that case. So if he's turning around not caring about City, it's not that I don't care. I would rather him care, but he's the English international manager. Nothing you can do. The Tower Martinez. We meant for the World Cup. Alvarez will make the World Cup 100%.
Alvarez will make the squad, but I don't think it'll start. I don't think it'll start. To be honest, I think it's incredibly difficult.
Definitely play though. I think kind of Messi sits in.
He'll play. He'll play off the bench because again, he's an impact player, Alvarez. We love him for the fact that he'll just run around like a headless chicken for half an hour and do things and maybe get you a goal.
D1 Millie, big up Darren Joe, big up Humour, bro. I saw you on Humour story there. Was that earlier the other day or something like that? I can't fucking remember, but I saw you anyway, bro. Big up. Yeah, I think the Martinez fucking Alvarez is a funny one. It's definitely good enough to play, but they just have so many good. They use it.
Forward players, they still have very good ones.
I'm not counting.
Maybe not in the wide areas, but I don't think they actually play wide. I think they play narrow.
I think they count on the wing backs kind of to get around. Your man Acuna plays fairly high up for them, doesn't he?
I don't think they really play with wingers, but at the same time, they do have Lionel Messi. So, yeah. They have Messi, Lautaro Martinez is there. They have other players there that I'm probably forgetting about. I mean, Dybala's injured, so that probably helps Alvarez's case a little bit there. So, again, I think the thing with Alvarez is everyone just keeps forgetting the fact that he's raw. He's come from a league that has... Let's be honest, the football that he was playing was not a very high quality game of football. He has had no break. He's come from the Argentinian calendar straight to the Premier League. He doesn't get a summer break like the rest of the players in our squad. So he's come over straight from playing a season to playing a season. He played back-to-back seasons with no break in between. People need to be patient. I've seen people on Twitter get annoyed at the lack of minutes that we're seeing from him. I want to see more too, but I know I've got to be patient. If you play him too much now, you're not going to get anything out of him at the end of the season because he's going to be completely done. He's going to be absolutely knackered. Like, you can't just use him now. We'll see more of him as the season goes on. When he adapts, when he starts to develop a little bit more, because remember, he's still training every day, still learning off everyone else, still gelling with everyone else. And again, when he's sort of had this period now where this is technically his break, where he's not actually playing that much. This is technically what would be his break, where he's not playing really at all. We'll see him more at the end of the season, and he's always prepared to come on. So it's frustrating, but I think people need to understand the position that he's in, the position that Pep's in. I mean, he's competing with the best number 9 in terms of goal scoring in the world. Like, just be a little bit patient with the guy. I mean, just calm yourselves. Look at the names in front of him on the team sheet before you start losing your shit.
The people who are going to give out about Alvarez not playing will be the ones in the same breath to say, why is Haaland not playing? You know what I mean? You have to look at it this way. Alvarez is a striker. People say, he can play in the wing, play on that. He's a striker. Even when he's been playing this season, he's been sat in beside Haaland. Haaland being on such red hot form and Pep not wanting him to get out of the groove is a reason for Alvarez not playing. Like, you have to realise that the guy ahead of him is currently the best striker in the world, no question about it. What, 17 goals, 17 Premier League goals and 11 Premier League games? That's fucking outrageous. There isn't a... Ooh, here's a hot take. There isn't a striker in Premier League history who currently takes him out of the 11. It's impossible. Because, again, if you go off what he's currently scoring rate, what his current scoring rate is, he pisses on Alan Shearer.
You can't take him out. I mean, we saw what happened when Alvarez got the 90 against Copenhagen away. Of course, we had the man sent off, and it didn't help his case. But he just ran around. I know there was nothing going for him because we were a man down, but he genuinely just ran around, and that was it. Like, he didn't really get any service, but he didn't really do anything else. Like, there was nothing really else.
He's a spark plug for when you need something to happen in the game. That's why we were all so annoyed that he came on so late against Liverpool. He's got that spark plug ability about him where if you throw him into a game where you need a goal, you currently have a bit of energy, a bit of creativity, a bit of goal scoring prowess about him. He's fantastic for that type of situation. I think he'd become even better. I think he'd become more than just a spark plug with Pep. But for now, he just kind of have to take it as is. Like, again, he's 20, 22. He's only a kid. Like, he's a baby. He's only a bit older than me. He's going to get more minutes. Just be patient. And again,
be patient and realise that, again, the thing about Haaland and Pep not wanting to upset his rhythm. Look what happened at Anfield. Look what happened. He didn't play in midweek against Copenhagen. He got that rest. And look what he did at Anfield. He didn't look sharp for the first opening 10, 20 minutes. He didn't look on it. He missed a couple of good chances that, had he maybe played in midweek and had that rhythm, maybe he scores.
Yeah. 100%. Just going on to Camberg, this question's been looking at me now for about 5 minutes. Will Sergio Gomez play for us in the Champions League again this season? He can't play until the second leg of round 16. Absolutely no fucking chance unless someone breaks their leg. No, he won't play in the Champions League again.
Unless we end up in a Sporting situation like last year where we're 5-0 up from the first leg. Probably not.
Gomez is a really, really good player. I thought he lost ahead. It was a poor challenge for the red card. Definitely 100% red card. Not trying to deny that now, but I think, again, it's like Alvarez. He's a raw player. He's gonna get better. He probably won't play in the Champions League again, unless, like Joe said, we get a fucking Sporting situation again where we play what club are top, aren't they? Unless we end up playing someone who are absolute shares. No, we won't see him again. That's unfortunate enough, but we still have 2 cup runs to go on, hopefully, so he'll be in for that. Question of the day, Messi or Ronaldo? This kind of feeds into a question I have for next. Messi or Ronaldo? It's Messi for both. I think I can comfortably speak for you saying Messi. Or if Ronaldo came to City and was absolutely balling, Messi would be better. There will never be a player on planet Earth or anywhere else that is better than Lionel Messi. The man is the greatest of all time and will forever be the greatest of all time. Cristiano Ronaldo could have come to City and scored Erling Haaland numbers, still wouldn't be the goal.
Here's your hot take on this situation. I don't know whether it's actually too hot, but here's your hot take, right? Actually, I've just seen a super chat there from Second City. Saint Dara rocking the...
I'm not rocking a haircut.
I cannot read that. Thanks very much for the super chat, the $10. But we can't. I don't think I can read that one out. Again, we reiterate the fact of we never, ever, ever ask for any sort of donations or super chats whatsoever. We're more than content with you just hitting the like button and maybe sharing it about to a couple of your mates. But we still thank you very much. I cannot read that one out. So much. I can't read that one.
The skill be haircut. I'm actually, you know what? Yeah, actually, I'll say it to the boys now we're in the stream. The only reason I haven't got a haircut yet is because it's for the Halloween costume. I'm going with McLovin from Superbad, so I need to have some length about it. But don't worry, after Halloween, the fade will be back. Don't worry about it. But I appreciate it again, bro.
Anyway, back to the hot take that might not be such a hot take with the Messi and Ronaldo thing.
Yeah, go on.
Right. Cristiano Ronaldo is closer to this like third place debate with Maradona, Cruyff, Pele than he is to Messi. First.
100%.
Like there is no debate in my mind. There is no case that you can make for Ronaldo being better. There is nothing. I don't care if he can jump high. I don't care if he's 6'2", 6'3", whatever. I don't care whatsoever. How many Champions Leagues, this, that, or the other. The fact of the matter is, if you look in detail, yeah, he's got more goals, but his goals to game isn't as good. And his assist record compared to Messi's is shit.
Laughable.
So, I mean, we can go back to this whole Rio Ferdinand of just enjoying both, man. There is no case for Ronaldo being better. If you think Ronaldo's better, you're probably a United fan, Real Madrid fan, or Portuguese. One of those, probably, I'd say.
Fine.
That's
Look,
fine.
if you want to act the bollocks,
If you want to back your boy. But I'm sorry. I mean, football's about opinions, but your opinion is wrong.
Look, it's very rare that I'd actually turn around and objectively say your opinion is wrong, but that opinion is wrong. You could put an alien where every footballer's DNA, bar Messi's, composed into one, and Messi would still beat them, and I guarantee you that because he's the GOAT. I'll tell you what, since we're at that kind of mention that, I will ask people in the chat, so 17 years here again, run up likes, run up comments, run up the subscriber mode, because again, subscriber mode. If you can't, just bounce up to 23. Would you believe all the Messi chat's gone mad? You must have the Messi fanboys in there. Subscribe and you'll be able to get in on this, because I'm about to ask, who are we backing for the World Cup? Who are we all in for in the World Cup? I'm going to tell you straight away. I am Argentina all the fucking way. Lionel Messi, there's a stat going around. He could well end up playing his 1000th football game as the World Cup final. I would kill for him to win this. Look, he solidifies the greatest. This will put it in stone. The man will be the greatest of all time. The man's already the greatest of all time, but the man will solidify himself as the greatest footballer of all time if he can do this. And you know what? I'm backing my boy to do it. You said back your man, I'm backing my man. 1,000 games, World Cup.
I don't know where all this Argentina stuff is coming from, to be honest. I don't see a world in which they're in the final, personally. I don't think they'll be in the final. I don't think they'll get that far.
See, that's fair enough. It's all just blind hope for me, to be honest with you.
Everyone's hoping that Messi wins it, because if he wins it, then he's, the whole thing. When Ronaldo won the Euros, he had his international career above Messi's, and then Messi won the Copa America, and it was like, now it's even. And if he wins the World Cup, he trumps Ronaldo in pretty much everything, and that cements it. But at the same time,
it's legacy.
It's legacy, but I don't see it. It's far too fairy tale. It is far too fairy tale for him to play his 1000th game as the final and win it. That's not gonna happen. I don't think so. I can't see past Brazil. I know it's a very boring answer. I cannot see past Brazil. I cannot see past Brazil. If they have players fully fit, Neymar, Vinicius Jr., etc., just players like that, them two players can win you a game of football. Like, I'm sorry, you don't need to worry about the other 9 players on the pitch. Those 2 games can win you a game of football. Your defense can be shocking. You have Alisson behind you. He's saved Liverpool a number of times this season already. Imagine what he's going to do with, a fully competent defense in front of him. Like, individually, the Liverpool defenders are still great, but as a unit, they've been awful this season. Imagine what he's going to do. I mean, he's Marquinhos, Eder Militao, players like that. I hope it's not Emerson Royale, because he is probably one of the worst footballers I've ever watched.
I'll tell you what, every week he's bound to get a yellow card. Anytime he plays, he gets a yellow card. He is fucking. Remember everyone used to say he is, but remember the narrative about Kyle Walker used to be he's the most erratic fullback in the world. No, I'm sorry, Emerson Royale and Junior Firpo are far fucking clear. That's right. I got my daily dig Junior Firpo and maybe Luke Aylan.
I can't see past Brazil. They're just so good at the moment. It's a shame, really, because we only have the one Brazilian player, and he doesn't even fucking play. But at the end of the day, they are so good on paper. On paper, that squad is unbelievable. I know they start Fred, which is genuinely mind-boggling, but it kind of works.
Starting fucking Fabinho at the minute. Have you seen that fella? He's shit in the bed.
But, it's unbelievable. The talent in that squad. I can't look past them. Argentina are kind of like a sleeper for me. I don't think they have the overall quality. Decent goalkeeper. They have fucking 1.5 centre backs. Plus Messi. Alvarez is also there. Is one of the boys. We love a bit of Julian Alvarez, but I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing a player that I should be missing. Who've they got in midfield? I have no idea.
Your man Rodrigo de Paul, who's just a
mid.
I wouldn't call Rodrigo de Paul mid.
It's not great. It's great. I don't see it. Personally, I don't see Argentina. I don't see it. I hope I'm wrong, because I genuinely would love for Messi to win a World Cup. Like, that is the dream scenario. Like, that would be fantastic. And Alvarez to win it as well, be amazing for his side as well. But I don't see it. Brazil, they look good. And past that, I don't know. I really don't know. France are going to flop. France are going to flop. They have so many injuries. We don't even know whether Varane's fit. And I can't see past Brazil, to be honest. They look so good. Argentina, maybe. I'd like to say England, but there's not a chance in hell that happens. And I don't really know what else. Maybe Spain. Spain could be a little bit of a sleeper as well. They've got...
I'll ask you now. What England will get into the latter stages. You set up very defensively. It's how it's going to happen. I can look. It pains me, but I can see them getting far, or at least win it. Like the last two international tournaments I've been sat there biting my fucking nails, waiting for you to get knocked out, and it only happens in the final or semi-final.
See,
I personally hope he's get group stage. I hope he's get group stage. That'd be great.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? The football that we play is dead boring, and it's absolutely awful to watch, but you can get away with it in a tournament because you can just take it to penalties. Even though we have an awful record at penalties, the last penalty shootout that we had, we lost. We actually won one not that long ago. Like, so I think that's sort of it's the same thing that I say about sides like Tottenham at the moment, where they're absolutely awful to watch. You never know whether they're gonna, nick a 1-0 or get a 1-0 nicked off them. That's sort of what I'm like with England. The football's dreadful, but in a cup run where it's knockout football, one-off games, it can work because you can find ways to make it work. You can just hold out and go to penalties, and then it's a lottery. So I don't know. I don't see us getting as far as we did. Maybe quarterfinals at best. The football's got even worse somehow. But I think Spain are ones to watch. Spain are ones to watch.
It would save me a lot of heartache. It would save me a lot of sleepless nights. You was getting knocked down in the group stage quarterfinals. Another super chat from the second city saying that I have the USA. I think we'll advance from our group. I see us beating you guys as you have Wokegate in charge. That's a name. That is a name. All right. Again, thanks so much, man. We appreciate that. Again, just like and share it. That does so much. We don't ask them, but heavily appreciated. I think that group could be really, really funny. What is it? It's England. Is it Wales or Scotland? It's Wales, isn't it?
Wales and Iran.
Wales, Iran, and they're trying to get Iran booted out now and put Ukraine.
I'm sorry, that's a load of bollocks. That's a load of bollocks.
That's a lot of bollocks. It won't happen, but we're parking it there. Who do the US have there? Pulisic, Weston McKennie, which is the most American name ever, by the way. That is the most American name I've ever heard. You may as well just get fucking Walter White playing up front. Who else have they even got, man?
Zach Steffen.
Catholic Carter Vickers.
You might have a chance of getting out of the group because, let's be honest, the group, bar England on paper at least, it's pretty piss poor.
Adams.
The US have a few good players that play in European top divisions, not the big clubs. Obviously, McKennie's at Juventus, that's big club, but they're a bit shit at the moment. You have Tyler Adams, who went to Leeds, used to play for Leipzig, which, decent club again. Gio Reyna.
If his knees can stick together, Gio Reyna.
At the same time, and then you go to Wales, and it's like Gareth Bale, he's moved over to the MLS, and
Aronson.
Again, they're pretty evenly matched. I don't know. I'm not giving Iran really a chance. They could maybe cause an upset, but realistically, I'm not really giving them a chance to get out of that group. I think it'll be interesting to see. I might watch that game, USA against Wales, because that'd be interesting. Because for me, that's who gets out of the group alongside England.
Who do you play for us? Have they been released?
I do not have a clue, but I'll be very interested to see how the US get on against Wales, because again, for me, Turner is going to be really good. Campbell is going on about Ghana. Who have Ghana got? They've got Thomas Partey, the Diaye twins. Fucking. I don't know who Ghana got.
I know GQ at the back, don't they? Campbell, please elaborate on that, because I genuinely don't know.
Please elaborate.
He is Iranian, yeah.
there's a few sleepers. I've seen Senegal mentioned there. I mean, Mane, Koulibaly, Mendy, like Ismail Assar. They have a balanced team. It's very well balanced. They have sort of decent players dotted around with a few top tiers.
See, that's fair enough, but like I'm looking back on that AFCON, that I'm sorry, that the one of the worst international tournaments I've ever watched. They ended up terrorizing their way to winning that, and don't forget the lads appointed us, but they were awful to watch. They have so many world class players that were awful to watch. I'm pretty sure Mendy's out for it as well. Oh yeah, a lot of them changed to Ghana, and Naki Williams is after going to Ghana. My boy, Naki Williams, love him in FIFA. Love him. A couple of years ago, the Footman's card is my second favourite card ever after Daniel Sturridge flashback.
Yeah, funny that, because you keep telling me how you thought he was left-footed even though he was right-footed and two-star weak foot.
Yeah, listen to this, right? So Naki Williams on FIFA is 2-star weak foot, right? And basically, I always thought he was left-footed, and I'd always shoot with his left foot because I was so used to Sturridge being left-footed. Fucking using his left foot for ages, so then I find out he's right-footed, right? After using his 2-star weak foot. When I found out he was right-footed, fuck me, the best of all time, best player ever. They should let Haaland play for England. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Please.
Shut up.
Inshallah.
Joe, shut up.
Inshallah.
No. That's not happening, I'm afraid. That's not happening, I'm afraid. There's no way that's happening.
He was born in Leeds, man. You heard the accent in training.
Yeah,
right. Johnny Stones.
What are we sitting at? No, there's still 16 boys in here again pushing for 5k. Joe, push that fucking subscribe thing again. Push it up. Yeah, look how beautiful it is. Like, what is it? Is it that way, Joe? Or is it that way? That way, no?
Second way, yeah, that way.
That way, it's that way. Look how fucking beautiful it is when he turns on. This man made that himself. What a fucking gazer, man. What a gazer.
I suppose we should probably move on to back onto Dortmund. I like the World Cup chat that we have.
We're playing Dortmund, aren't we?
The thing is, like, this is the sort of thing where we'd normally go, yeah, it's not great us talking about the World Cup, but everyone's so interested in the World Cup. There's so much chat. Like, it's been great chatting about the World Cup, and I don't know what we're going to do for it. Maybe we'll do something. I reckon we'll be doing something. Watch-alongs, I have no idea, but well, you know, there's a big fuck off 6-week break. Like, we're gonna have to do something. So we'll probably cover it in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's just like an international roundup of all the City players, just keeping how they get on, I don't know. But I'm actually looking forward to it now that I've talked about it more. Because even though I'm not looking forward to watching England play, I'm just looking forward to some of the other teams, like people mentioning Ghana, Senegal, the US. Uruguay was mentioned, Portugal and Belgium. Like, I'm just excited to see football. Like, it's again, it's not high quality, but it is a bit refreshing because, I mean, just look at some of the previous tournaments. You never know what's going to happen in international football. Was it the last World Cup where the Belgium got a last minute winner against Japan?
Japan. Do you want to know how I know that?
It was mental.
I had 20 quid on Belgium to win that at 7-1, right? And I was driving back in the car. I was 2-0 down. Myself, my dad just gone. He was viewing a house to go and buy. And we're on the way back. And I said it was 2-0 as we were leaving the house. Fucking fuming back in the car here. And was it Nasser Chadley's made it 3-2? I was like, oh, lovely. But then they get knocked out by France. Samuel and Titi of all players.
Belgium knocked out Brazil, and
I had that on.
England have gone well in tournaments. France obviously have the star-studded lineup, but they're gonna fall apart again. Half of them are injured. They're gonna fall apart again. You've got teams like Spain are always interesting because they play well, but they've got Morata up front, so it cancels it out. Like, I'm just looking forward to watching a bit of football and seeing who actually wins, because I'm hoping it's Messi, because I just want that.
You're hoping it's England, realistically.
Fuck England. I don't care.
That's why he's the goal, boys. That's why that might go.
I do not care about my country winning a World Cup. I'm sure the players do. Maybe other people do. I'm not bothered, to be honest. Because I know it's not going to happen. If it happens, yeah, great, fantastic. I'll probably be dead happy and celebrate a little bit, but I'm not going to be over the moon. That's not my main focus. international football. I want Messi to win the World Cup because he became so close. He lost the final, which makes it really, really bad. But be interested to see how they get on. Brazil, team that I am probably going to look forward to watching the most, especially if Neymar can stay fit. Neymar can stay fit. If Neymar can stay fit and Vinicius Jr. can stay fit and Gabriel Jesus actually plays decent football, maybe we're on to a winner. You know what I mean? Maybe we're on to some good football. But I think speaking of World Cup and England and Southgate, I do want to talk about a certain Mr. Jude Bellingham.
Ooh,
Bellingham back onto the Dortmund game. Jude Bellingham.
I lost any wits to talk about Dortmund, to be honest with you. The World Cup chat is so interesting. But you're a man who's seen a lot of Jude Bellingham. I'm a man who hasn't seen a lot of Jude Bellingham. So do me a favour, treat it like this is the first time we've ever spoke, right? You tell me exactly about Jude Bellingham right now. You tell me what he's all about, and you have until 25 past to do it. So go.
I will say that, but I have had a question from D1 Millie saying, should Callum Wilson get in the World Cup? So this is the last thing I'll say on the World Cup. I don't really want to get onto this too much, but should Callum Wilson get in the World Cup squad? I don't think so. I think if you're going to take 3 number 9s, maybe.
Kane, Tony, Abraham. That's for me. Kane, Tony, and Abraham.
If you're going to take 3, he's in with a shout. I wouldn't take 3. I'd only take a couple because Kane's going to play all the games. You only need one backup to come on if he gets injured or something. Like, whoever goes as a number 9 who isn't Harry Kane is not going to play in that tournament unless we either need a goal at some point or Harry Kane like breaks his leg or something. I wouldn't bring Callum Wilson. I wouldn't. Ivan Toney is the second highest scoring English player in the Premier League at the moment. I'd take him. I think Ivan Toney is better suited to international football than a Callum Wilson. He's a target man. He can take a penalty. He basically just put the ball in the back of the net. I love Tammy Abraham so much. I'd take him over Callum Wilson as well, to be honest. I think Callum Wilson is sort of kind of number 4. If Calvert-Lewin was fully fit, I think Callum Wilson would possibly be number 5. So no. In short, no, I wouldn't take him to that. He's in consideration because he's playing well and he's playing for a club who are on the up and they're playing well themselves. But no, I wouldn't take him. No. I think
Callum Wilson is considerably better than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That also helps that he can keep his knees in one piece as well. Wilson, he's actually, I say notoriously injury prone. This season when I saw him, I thought he ran the show against Tottenham, thought brilliant against Tottenham, but he still only scored 4 Premier League goals. Whereas you have Tony, who's on 7 or 8. Kane himself, who was on 9 after the weekend, I'd like to say. Like,
if you take 2, it's Kane and Tony. I think the answer is plain and simple. If Garrett again, but he won't. Thing is, he won't because Ivan Toney plays for Brentford, so he probably won't. That's the sad thing. Anyway, back on to Jude Bellingham. Explaining Jude Bellingham to you, like someone who has never watched Jude Bellingham in their life. Right? Okay. Essentially, what I've learned over watching him a couple of times. It's only a couple of times. I haven't watched him loads, but he's got all the minerals that you want. He's got the engine, the passing, he can dribble. He's a very good dribbler, very good at carrying the ball. And over the last sort of few games that he's played, you notice if you check Dortmund, whenever Dortmund score, it's usually Bellingham involved in some way, shape or form. This season, he's upped like his sense for goals. Like I think he's on 4 in 4 in the Champions League in terms of goals. Like his positioning in the box, that's the sort of thing that you'd see from like a Gundogan a couple of seasons ago, where he's just right place, right time, and he scored a goal. And I think that even though it's more likely that he'll be replacing Bernardo Silva, he's closer to a Gundogan replacement. He's box to box, can dribble the ball. That's sort of the Bernardo side, really, of up down, engine, running about a lot and being able to dribble with the ball. Obviously, the dribbling ability isn't as good, but Bernardo's one of the best in the business at keeping hold of the ball. He's a good passer, Bellingham, but he also has an eye for goal. That is something that Bernardo Silva's not a stat sheet player. He doesn't get many goals. He doesn't get many assists. Bellingham's scoring goals. So, and again, I see when I've watched Dortmund, he hasn't been like, I don't think he's been 9, 10 out of 10 whenever I've watched him. I think he sort of has moments where he appears, moments where he disappears. But I will say, I think that is due to the fact of the players that he's got around him. He's lost Marco Reus. He is that guy. Bellingham is currently captain of Dortmund while Reus is out. Like, he's got nothing around him. You're talking of Bellingham being next to De Bruyne and in front of Rodri. Look at the standard right now. When Reus is out, I mean, what, he's got Emre Can and whoever else, Brandt or someone else like that. Like, look at the levels. Like, he'd flourish in our team because he has so much better quality around him. I think he's sort of kind of has the tendency to sort of disappear and just kind of, you know, he'll still be good on the ball, but he won't do anything eye-catching. He'll just kind of, you know, be there as a body. Because of the players around him, he's basically doing it all himself. So, very good player. I want to watch more because I still haven't seen a sort of 9 or 10 out of 10 performance because I haven't watched enough. But I think he's perfect. And it does also hammer home how shit Liverpool are because, again, if they don't get in the top 4, they can, I'd say, all but count themselves out of a race for Jude Bellingham. I mean, they can almost count themselves out even if they do get in the top 4, but if they don't get it, it's as good as not going there. Like, that's not going to happen. I think Bellingham's in the stage now where he will leave in the summer because he'll have 2 years left in his contract, and I don't think he has real interest in signing a new one. I think he knows that the stage he's at now is long-term, big money move. Next stage in his career, big club, big club, his aspirations for trophies. So he's obviously the main player to look out for tomorrow, considering Dortmund are riddled with injuries. So he's the sort of, you quiet him, you'll do all right. You know, he's in that sort of mode right now where Reus is out and obviously Haller isn't back from his treatment. And again, they've got so many injuries. So he's literally Bellingham and inshallah. Like, that is it. You keep him quiet, you'll probably do well. And he was obviously the player who scored the last time we played them. But they had Marco Reus then, so it should be easier. But again, like, this is an opportunity for me again to just watch him a bit more. I think it's an opportunity for everyone here who maybe doesn't watch the Bundesliga and they're still like me, where they would like, yeah, sign Bellingham whatever the cost. Like, go and get him next year. Do whatever. Just go and get him. He's so good. But they've never really watched him for a number of games. This is a good opportunity whenever he plays, because we've played Dortmund a lot over the last few years. It's a good opportunity to get a little bit of a scouting report. You can, you know, have some players in his ear, like, hey, next year you could be doing this. Next year you could be doing this.
I'm always in the camp of, I always jump at the whole signing whatever the cost, and I haven't really looked at him. I was like that with Leo. I've actually seen a bit of him now. But I think one thing is, I don't think you'll be able to find a stream of me actively turning around saying throw the book at Bellingham, purely because I don't know the side of, well, I do now, but I don't really know the side of player he is. I see him scoring a lot of goals, scored for us in the weekend. I missed him at 10-1. Like, he's fantastic. Even going off stat sheets alone, he's fantastic. The man is on fire. He's on fire. There's nothing I could say. He'll probably score again tomorrow, like he usually does when he plays us. So, super chat there from Salas. Keep pushing the content, Kings. Love you so much. I don't even know who you are, but you call me King, so I love you. The two short Kings. Yeah, Joe, not really.
Short King. Hey.
If Murray was here, it'd be the two short Kings. But,
I'm not short. I left yous behind.
Yeah, Joe is 6 foot. Unfortunately, he is 6
Yes.
foot. Murray, Joe, will you be judge, jury, executioner? I think I'm taller than Murray.
No, I don't think you are.
You know
Just
what?
close.
We have a VAR check.
Listen. We'll be VAR checking this at some point in the near future. I will keep my eye out for.
Well,
I don't think it helps. No,
yeah.
listen. I don't think it helps. Right, that Murray keeps wearing caps whenever I see him.
Well, this is a no cap, Murray.
He's slightly taller than you in that picture.
No, he's fucking not, dickhead.
I'm sorry. I've seen you two in real life. I have seen you in reality. You are not taller than him.
I am tall.
You are about the same height. We don't need to get onto. Listen, just be thankful that you're not 5'9". All right, an Argentinian.
Do we know anyone who's 5 foot? Like, do we know anyone who's like?
I know someone who's shorter.
Yeah,
Al's is shorter, but he's 13.
Yeah, it doesn't really count, I'm afraid. Actually, we wouldn't know. We've never met Al's. Al's could be 6'3" for all we know. Anyway, here, Haaland getting a maximum brace tomorrow. I think he scores. Tell you who. You know what? It's 32 minutes past. We do the score prediction.
We can move on to these score predictions right now, unless anyone has anything else to say about the predicted 11. Yeah. This predicted 11 is just me putting out the best team we've got on paper because I have no idea what the fuck he's going to do again. So
I saw, I think is his name? Yeah, Mar Ryan said put Stones in. I really wouldn't risk it at all.
We said that at the start.
He's not going to want it risked either.
We said that at the start, or at least I think I did, of where the strongest team this season that we are going to be able to put out if we don't sign anyone in January, which I don't expect us to do. Take out Akanji and put Stones in at right back. Everyone fit. I'd say that's the strongest we can go this season. However, the reason why I don't think Pep will do that is because, again, I said this at the start of the stream, which if you weren't here, then perfectly okay. But I said that I don't want Stones playing at right back, running up and down as a full back after doing his hamstring. I don't want him running up and down for 90 minutes, coming off a hamstring injury, because I don't want him getting injured again. So yeah. I don't want that. I think it's too soon. I think it's far too soon. I think he's come back far too soon. I think to throw him in for the start of the game, I'd bring him on to see how he is, like how his body's gonna react to playing again. But I wouldn't start him. I've just seen another from Cambo. How do you pronounce the fella's name again?
I can't actually do it because I got told I was right by Dennis last time. I think it's Kvarach. Is that even spelled right? Because I remember being something Ashella.
It doesn't matter. No one can pronounce it. No one can spell it. Yeah, that Georgian, right? That Georgian geezer.
We didn't mean to offend.
I do apologise, but I like bullying Lisandro Martinez because he's 5'9". I just love bullying short people.
If it's any UC, I think I'm only 5'10". It's fine.
Listen, I've nothing against your height. I do think Lisandro Martinez is a good player anyway. I just like laughing at the fact how he's a bit short. I think it's very, very funny.
How you could go up to him and do that, right?
I could put my arm on top of his head without having to lift my arm up.
we are not getting that Napoli player as Man City have a bad relationship. That's fucking.
That's the point I'm about to make.
I think this might be an exception.
Shut your mouth.
Shut
your mouth. This is why I appreciate the player and I appreciate the sentiment. And there's obviously going to be rumours because he's absolutely smashing it right now. And a player that is playing really well, of course, they're going to be linked to City. Why would they not be linked to us? However, I am sick and tired of seeing. We're interested. We might pursue a deal. What about this guy? I see it in the chat all the time. It genuinely drives me mental because it's like, lads, it's Napoli. We forget who we're dealing with here. This is a club that we will, under their current ownership, with the board and whoever they have over that side, we will not be doing any business with Napoli unless they change owner or whoever's on the board. It's not going to happen. We hate them. They hate us. That's how it is. I'm not saying he's never going to play for us. And there is a incredibly small chance that we put that behind us if we really want to go and sign another forward player. But come on, lads. It's Napoli. It's never going to happen. It's never, ever going to happen. It's Napoli. Not in a million years. I wouldn't count on it at all. Again, if he goes somewhere else and then we get him, like, the door's never closed unless you've been here already. I think as soon as you leave, the door closes. That is like the cut-off point. But yeah, he's not going to join from Napoli. That's not going to happen unless something mental happens. There's some sort of like time rift where this falling out never happened. No, not a chance.
I mean, there's been too many cases. I think I saw Was it Dennis said that was overhyped? It's really not overhyped, to be honest with you. I can see it happening, but like there is a really, really bad relationship there.
We chased
Rey Mysterio-
Koulibaly. We chased Koulibaly 2 or 3 different times.
Rey Mysterio. Tell you what, were you ever a wrestling fan?
No, unfortunately.
Never. Right, everyone below, while we're doing score predictions, who's your favourite wrestler from WWE? Mine would be, I liked a bit of Rey Mysterio. I love the Shield. The 3 boys in the Shield were great. But look, we're doing the score predictions. I'll let Joseph run it.
Ooh, score predictions time. Make sure anyone else here, while we're talking about that Georgian fella and WWE, make sure that one, say your favourite wrestler if you have one. If you don't, that's completely fine. I don't have one. I'm not interested.
No, it's not. It's really not fine. But
Fuck you.
Edge is a strange one. I was never a fan of the Undertaker. Go, please.
Listen, Jesse.
Jesse.
Say your favorite. Say your favorite wrestler if you have one. If you don't, completely understandable. Score predictions as well. I'm interested to see this one again. I'm gonna hammer home the fact all City need to do is get a point, and then we are top. Get a point. Get a point. We are top of the group. The last game means nothing. Put out the kids. Put out Stefan Ortega as well. Wheel out Scott Carson if you must. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters, and it's against Sevilla anyway, so we'll probably win. That is my 2 pence piece on that one anyway. So score predictions. I'm trying to remember. I'm basing this off the team that I've predicted, but at the same time, I know it's wrong. So I don't know. I haven't really thought too far into the score predictions. I got carried away with World Cup talk. That was really, really refreshing just to talk about something else. But score prediction for tomorrow. 2-0. I'm gonna go 2-0. Very boring. It's been a while since I said 2-0. I think it was 2-1 the first time. I think that we're in for more of the same, but I think we'll keep a clean sheet this time. With the amount of injuries Dortmund have, clean sheet. I don't see us running away with it though, because again, we saw Mahrez and Grealish at the weekend. I'm not going to be surprised if they both get wheeled out again. Like, I'll be disappointed. I'm always disappointed when it happens. But I'm not going to sit here and go, I wasn't expecting it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go, no. What is this? We've never seen this before. They both got subbed off against Brighton. I'm not going to be entirely surprised if we see Grealish and Mahrez. I don't want to, but that in the back of my mind just tells me 2-0, because we rarely score with them on the pitch.
If we go with that team, I'm saying 3-0 personally. I think Haaland scores twice. I'm not going to predict a clean sheet. And you know what? I said it there. I said 3-0, yeah. I said it there fucking during the week about the weekend's game. I said Akanji's going to get one. Akanji will get one tomorrow. I promise you now.
You're turning into for Akanji. No. You're doing Akanji what you do for Grealish. Don't fucking lie to me, mate. If he doesn't get one against Dortmund, you are going to predict one until he scores. You're going to do the same thing over and over again. I can see it.
I got it. I fucking knew it.
You killed the man, but not the idea. He took his place on the stream, and now he's doing the same shit. Sick of it, Robbie. I didn't predict a scorer, actually, did I?
D1, I'm sorry, Jey Uso is not valid. Jey Uso is not valid, I'm afraid, bro. I want to see gun one side, so do I, kind of, to be honest with you.
I didn't predict a scorer, did I? I'm supposed to do that. Oh, God, I'm really bad. I'm forgetful. I'm
fucking
bad,
piece of shit.
Bad person. Goal scorer. God, who the fuck is going to start? Like, I didn't predict him to start, but I am going to say a Gundogan goal. I think he's due one. He's due one. He's my boy. Talking about back your boys, he is my boy.
Yeah, 100%. I think he'd get one as well if he starts. No, I wouldn't. Again, I said it there earlier. I wouldn't surprise me if he sits in at the 6. But I think Rodri could be due a long due goal after getting one chalked off against.
No, what he does right. What Rodri does right is, I noticed this last season. He either scores in consecutive games or scores and doesn't score for 4 months.
Current WWE female subset. You know what? I really don't know. Like my current favorite is Roman Reigns, and that's purely like Naomi. There you go. Naomi just been mentioned there. Naomi would be up there, but like, I'll be honest with you, I pay more attention to all fucking.
Why are we talking about WWE? How the fuck have we got
I'm
here?
just on about right. Roman Reigns is my current favorite, and I think the whole thing with when the actor got cancelled and then came back, that kind of solidified it. Now look,
I can't believe I've just remembered where this came from.
He won WrestleMania. He's a WWE champion. Like
I just remembered where this WWE talk came from. It came from someone saying Lisandro Martinez was Rey Mysterio's brother, for fuck's sake.
Edison should take offense. Absolutely not. Yeah,
See the Haaland one.
Haaland made Robert Sanchez slide cancel for the penalty. It was fucking gas. He is unbelievable. Fella hit the net before Sanchez.
Second choice though. I take him as second choice. I don't want Mahrez on him. Oh, yeah. You can't, because his confidence is so low. Then I'd rather have anyone on them to it. I'd rather have Grealish, and he can barely kick the ball in the direction of the goal.
No, Grealish should go up to take the penalty. He cut it back onto his left foot.
He'd do a Messi and just tap it to the side.
Grealish is all about that team spirit, though. Yeah, so we've left no stone unturned. I'm not going back to WWE. Please stop. Gundogan second choice Pentagon. Yeah, that's fair enough.
He missed one at Anfield. Nope, doesn't count.
That was because Klopp's teeth got picked up on the lights and all that, you know what I mean? Like,
we'll leave the penalty talk there, because on the last stream that we did, we touched enough on the penalty, the one that we didn't get given that we should have been given, and the one that we were given that we shouldn't have been given. That about sums it up, really. Penalties.
Sorry, I didn't watch that stream. Did you not think the Bernardo one's a penalty?
No, he's left his leg out.
Yeah, but hey, look, the fucking Lewis Dunk's leg was diagonal. Lewis Dunk's leg is there. I think that
Bernardo Silva's left his leg in fucking East London. It's that far away. Would you stop?
No, shut up. Penalty.
Like
the VAR said it was penalty. VAR don't usually let us away with much either.
Listen. We should have had one anyway, because Haaland got cropped by Robert Sanchez. What is it with Robert Sanchez? He proper fucked it on that one, didn't he? Jesus Christ! I think he had
Haaland triple captain. You know,
maybe he did. But listen. Enough about Brighton. We talked enough about Brighton, even though we love Brighton.
Great away day.
Great away day, Brighton. Love De Zerbi. Great manager. Shame on you all for taking Trossard out of your FPL if you didn't think he was scoring. Frauds.
He shouldn't have scored. That's the thing. Fucking biscuit wrist let a pass in that great place again. Like, I love Edison. I'm sorry, I'm not here to slander him. I think he's unbelievable. I still think he's unreal. But how the fuck is that gone in? It's at his near post again.
Listen. Yeah, you should have saved it, but I let him off because he saved a 1-on-1 when it was 2-1, and he got an assist, which led to us going 1-0 up. So I let him away with it, because I'd rather him do that against Brighton when we're 2-0 up than him do that in the Champions League when we need a goal. I'd rather him turn into biscuit wrist in the Premier League than in an important game, you know, where it's close. You know, and he still probably do it in an important game and it's close, because he is biscuit wrist. He should have saved it, but you know, he's fine in my books. He's fine. He could take a penalty. That's all I care about. When we don't have many penalty takers, I know I could probably trust him.
Yeah.
I've just been asked a question on what my thoughts on Ortega. He's the same thing as Edison. He's biscuit wrist, but he can kick a ball.
Which is what you really need to be a City keeper. Like, you're not going to face many shots, but the ones you do, you kind of have to be half capable. Look, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, neither of them are fantastic shot stoppers, but they'd both be in midfield in another life, you know. And they could look getting the ball off Haaland, taking penalties.
They'd walk into Liverpool's midfield, especially when they have Jordan Henderson playing there. You know, listen. The thing is with Ortega as well. The last time I saw him play was Barcelona in the charity match. He made a couple of saves, and then there was like another couple that he should have saved. What is Blood doing?
What's this fucking
guest appearance? Are we all right?
We're in the stream, bro.
What happened in the stream?
We're on.
Hello.
Guest appearance.
Quality.
Hello from Germany.
Right, I tell you what, this is the first time I've heard from him since he got over there, so I'm really happy he's made it all safe.
Really happy he's made it alive. The last time I saw him, he had a pint in Dublin Airport.
Yeah, it was a pint of Guinness. Well, but yeah, big up Murray. Enjoy the game.
That was a nice way to end the stream. Actually, I think we should end it there. It's kind of on a high. You've seen him. He's over in Germany. He's having a blast. He's alive. He's kicking.
Listen, we'll leave it there, boys. Right. Stacey wished Julian Alvarez a start. Not going to happen, I'm afraid, unfortunately. But look, that is where we're wrapping it up. Hugh Murray made a cameo appearance just as Stacey came in. I'm starting to think they're one and the same. We'll wrap it up there. Boys, leave your predictions. Like, subscribe. You're going to see the sexy button beside me too. Like, subscribe, share around, keep commenting. It's all love. You're going to hear the listen to your heart. Listen to your heart and go and follow and subscribe. You know yourself. That was fantastic for myself. We'll see you after, boys. Have a good night and enjoy the Borussia away game. There we go. I tried it. See you later. Wrap it up.
For fuck's sake. Right. See you Wednesday when we talk about what's going on. Aye. Wednesday, 10:30. Me and you again. Looking forward to it.
Be there or be square.
Be there or be square. Fantastic.
See you later, boys. Right. Have a good night.
Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart.